everyone. Wow, getting this bowl to really sing today. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome. That was beautiful. Wow, that's the first time. I guess I'm learning. So, guys, we're going to do a collective reading, and it's general, of course. But I want to say welcome to new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. It's absolutely free. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And commenting, for beautiful comments I've been receiving, and likes. And it would be wonderful for shares too. I did have shares in the beginning, not so much lately. Well, anyways, that's just the way it goes. They say the cookie crumbles. So Archangel Michael, my Holy Spirit, thank you so much for enveloping me in your beautiful angelic wings of love, protection, and guidance. Will you please guide and assist me today with correctly interpreting the energies for the collective in this general read, and to help me see clearly. Archangel Michael and Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective that they want to and need to know? For today's date, February the 20th, 2024, Tuesday. It is timeless reading, guys. Happy. I'm very happy that you've got happy. Happy is a very, very positive card. And we have by the book, doing things by the book. And I felt like pulling this card out too. And it says new life. Wow. Happy, new life. Doing things by the book. Now, doing things by the book is basically just saying, you know, you're not going to reinvent the wheel, but you're also going to do things above board. In other words, you're going to operate from a more transparent and honest, truthful foundation, you know, a mindset, perspective, way you think and behave, because whatever you think, you create. All right, so that's, I mean, what more do we need to say about this? So happy, doing things more upright and like kind of like King of Swords or Queen of Swords, being just being in your integrity, and you know, no sneakiness, manipulation, deceit, lies, or whatever. That's in the past for you, collective. And because of that, you got a new lease on life. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. Okay. Well, now that we got those energies, just a second, guys. I don't know if you noticed, I had fuzz floating in one of the readings. I'm not sure if it was a collective reading or what it was, but it looked kind of like spiritual movement, but I'm pretty sure it was just fuzz. Anyways, I do have that picture up. I'm not sure if I got it up in the community for my channel, but I did put up a post, a picture, a video, a short video of amazing, crazy, amazing spiritual activity in my cat room. I call it cat room. It's just a bedroom we use for the cats, to keep the kittens from getting into all sorts of things. They get to stay in the cat room overnight. And I looked through it with the camera, the pet cam, and it has that, it has infrared, or it's got whatever, because night vision, okay? And so I'm peeking in on them to see what they're up to while I'm in the living room, and I see all sorts of spiritual activity going this way and that way, orbs of light, right? And they come in and they fade away. They don't just come in and disappear like up above, out of the sight of the camera or anything like that. And they don't move like dust, and there's really not that kind of dust in the cat room. Particularly that first day where I videoed that, it was I had just cleaned the cat room like earlier that day, so that night it was clean. And yeah, you'll see orbs of light come in and they'll go across towards the wall, and then they just melt into the wall like they're going through it. This is really crazy. Just goes to show that spirit is all around us. And I can imagine it's all the angels, pet angels, and all of our pets, you know, still here with us, hanging out, even though we can't see them, but I can see them with the camera. So, but like, I don't know, okay, that orb is Sydney, the one that, you know, a black cat we used to have before he passed away. His name, I'm not looking at the orb and say, okay, that's Sydney, because I have no clue. But in any case, we have got clouds for the past. And that's a good place for clouds to be. Clouds is thoughts, problems, doubts, hesitation, beyond your view, unclear, confusion, indecision, and misunderstandings. Woo, doggy. So the clouds are in the past. Happy, yeah, I'd say. Okay, and what's the present day? Wolverine, fierce, but unpredictable, wild, power struggles, assertive, possessive, determined, elusive, renegade, and fearless. I like the fierce, maybe wild, but assertive, the determined, and the renegade or the fearless. You know, that's what I like, those ones, those particular ones. Let's bring this down. All right, near future. We have birds talking, communication, negotiation, chatty, debating, discussing, flighty, nervous, ADHD, making contact, noisy, text or call someone. That's happening in the near future. That is happening. Now, how near is the near future? It's all relative. Okay, I bet you hate that word, relative. But Archangel Michael, let's use the Lenormand, Gilded Reverie, and Kipper decks here for some further clarification, please. Archangel Michael, thank you. For the past and the clouds, some happy is happening because someone has leveled up and is doing things more above board, no more sneakiness, right? And that's leading to a brand new, different life, like a different lifestyle, just a different environment, because you'll be meeting people who resonate with that, leveling up in frequency, right? Vibration to the 5th dimension and higher. We have the letter, which is upside down because I have the whole deck upside down. All right, that's the document. And I usually look at this one as actually something that is official and therefore could actually come in the mail. Yes. But if it's not like something tangible coming in the mail, you're receiving something official, some kind of information. That clarified an ending of this marriage. That confirmed. That's what I'm suspecting. Okay, I'm going to keep going here, guys. That's what I get when I see that marriage card, that there's been a divorce. Oh, that one wants to come out, and that was the magnifying glass to look closely, focus, and take a second look. If you didn't get it the first time around, the second time around is the winner. Yeah, so that could be like spiritual understandings that you might have heard before, heard other people talk about them, or heard from the same person that talks about it. That when you actually give it a chance and because you know you're leveling up the second time around, you know, often with what happens, guys, is that people who don't understand like the spiritual growth concept, and it's not a concept, but in this world it is a concept. It is a concept, okay? Stop lying, okay? So it's a concept. It's a concept that has you doing something. But you have to know about it first. You have to become aware of it first to know that at some point you may or may not do anything about it, right? But it's an awareness that you become aware that there is such a thing as spiritual growth, or that there is such a thing as rising up, like bringing your mind up to your heart level, 5th dimension and higher, leveling up, ascension, awakening, spiritual growth, let's see, enlightenment, all those words, right? And soul and Holy Spirit and pure consciousness and just, you know, stillness. Did I say that? But there's the ego and the super ego, and then there's the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind. All these things that you may, oh yeah, and we talked about this a bit, I think yesterday, about the inner wounded child. Okay, what's an inner wounded child? What's a soulmate? What's the difference between a soulmate and just a a friend, you know, a soulmate and a soulmate. What's the difference between the two? Yeah, a karmic, right? All that language, the lingo and the language and concepts of spirituality. If you're not familiar with it, you might have heard it somewhere, read it somewhere, saw it somewhere, talking about it, right? But it meant nothing to you. It kind of just went over your head. Well, it was a seed that was planted in you, because now you've seen it somewhere, you've heard it somewhere, right? Even though you didn't actually grab onto it and do anything with it. Second time around, though, you're taking a second look now, because you've had whatever you had that was going on, that was hard life lessons to learn with a karmic partner. You started looking at it more intently, focusing, right? You start looking at it more intently to try and figure out, like the PSYCHTAROLOgy here with me is that we are trying to answer the questions of why, how, and when, right? Why is this happening to me? Well, the overall why, and there's other whys, but there's an overall why, overarching theme, as they say, which is all about the reason why it's happening to you now gives you the opportunity to grow, to spiritually grow, to do that leveling up, to start living by the book, right? And by the book could even be your Bible, for that matter. But, or the Quran, or the Taoism, I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, so where was I? It was like you had to learn some harsh life lessons before you actually started looking at why. And then, so that's the overarching why, but there's other whys, like you chose you met somebody in the past, and this happens a lot in my readings. You met somebody in the past, you got on really well with them. You might have told them lies, right? Might have told them lies that you were single and free to mingle, kind of thing, and you weren't. And you went back to, you know, you walked away from that one, breaking her or his heart, and stayed with your partner or your wife or spouse or husband, and other whys, right? You know, you might have kids. That would be another why. You might have been too focused on your money and didn't want to ever lose your money to your spouse if you had to, in order for you to divorce, to be with that someone else, or just to divorce and move on in your life because maybe this one's nasty. This husband or the wife is nasty, and they have been for a long time, and you've been putting up with a lot of T stuff. So you might just wanting to be moving on, and that's a why. How is this all coming about? It's because of those choices. It's kind of the same as the why. The how is that you decided to marry somebody in particular who would be a karmic mate. Somebody who was coming into your life. It was not meant to last forever. That's the karmic relationship, okay? You don't realize that at the time, of course. But the karmic partners or spouse is going to come into your life and just like turn you upside down because of their behaviors, their own pain, their own past sorrows, their own wounded child stuff, their own issues, emotional issues that have never been supported or healed or, just compassionately looked at, that kind of thing, right? So they're still very much in like the infancy stage, even though they're adults. Infancy in the emotional paradigm, in the emotional status, emotional place in their makeup, in their whole existence, right? They are still very much an infancy stage with all those wounds. And that's why they're doing what they're doing, including if they are cheating, stepping out of the marriage. Okay, so this is this to me is telling me that there's news that's coming, or has come, right? Because this is the past. You have been delivered official information or notification via letter or however way it came that this marriage has ended. And with all of that going on in your karmic existence with this karmic person, you now said, why, how? And then how do I get out of this? PSYCHTAROLOgy. How do I change how do I change the kind of magnet I am from the inside out? Because you're magnetizing people who are at your resonancy. You cannot magnetize people for the long term with people who are at the higher vibration. So here you are, here they were at the third dimension, lower vibe, but you end up meeting somebody who's higher vibe, like fifth dimension. They're in touch with their heart. They're in touch with their emotions. They listen to their heart's desires, and they might even express it and act on it, right? That, you know, you can attract somebody like that because there's well, for example, if you're twin flames, right? You're going to automatically attract each other, although you're not ready at that time to be together because one's here and one's here. Somebody needs to grow, if you know what I'm saying. Somebody, it's usually the divine masculine, needs to grow and come up to that fifth level where the divine feminine is. So she may be higher than fifth dimension, but at least she's in fifth dimension. So anyways, the two of you had to come and meet and grow so that she could solidly be in fifth dimension, because maybe she was wavering a lot, you know, down to 3D. She wasn't really concreted here, but you definitely weren't here. So you had you had to attract people that were going to actually help you take another look at why and how did this happen to me? You know, you might have had a few failed either marriages or relationships, and you finally, it's this one that you're saying, oh my God, not again. Why is this happening? How does this happen to me? Is it my fault? Is it their fault? Well, it's, you know, it's not fault, but it's both of you got a hand in it, right? Because it was all about teaching you to learn, to have that opportunity to learn to vibe up, okay? Raise your vibration. And like I talked about yesterday, a lot of people don't even take that opportunity. They just take the baggage with them, all the woes and the projecting blame onto others for why their relationship is broken up. They take that with them, and they end up attracting somebody else who really has similar beliefs as they do about such things. And they either live in misery together, or again, it's an opportunity because you're two karmic people coming together. Karmic is all about karma, right? You're learning to, two karmic people come together now. If one of you, like this situation here, if one of you finally says, why, you know, because things aren't going so well between you two karmic people, you're still operating at the low vibe together. And if that is something that you think you can live with, and you're damn determined to do it because you're married or whatever the situation, you don't see yourself as wholly worthy enough to be able to get out of this and meet somebody that's, you know, going to be a better match for you now that you are having a look at things, you've been looking at things more clearly, or you stay at the low vibe with each other for the rest of your life. You're never really fully understanding never grasping what your purpose is here and what this is all about. You may not even want to know. So, you know, you close your heart and your mind and your ears to it, and you never speak of it, kind of thing. So yeah, that's what this is all about. The seed had been planted back then. You heard it at some point in time from someone in some way. Maybe you intuitively started getting ideas in your head that you didn't know where it came from, but it started to kind of work on you. That seed that's germinating in the soil. So it starts germinating and it's wiggling away and it's trying to pop its head out of the soil. And now it's a plant, you know, and this is you. Now you're a plant doing things by the book. You're following the sun. You are exposed enough now, vulnerable enough to say, I need sunlight, which is, you know, divine. The divine, the spirit that helps us grow. And I need nurturing emotional waters. Nurturing, that would be rain. Because that's natural. I need nurturing emotional waters instead of just the stuff that comes out of the tap. But I'll take that too, you know, because I need it. I need to grow. But if I got my head stuck out and I am not in any way overshadowed by other plants around me, other people around me, then I am going to be able to receive the benefits of the sunlight, the life forcing benefit of sunlight, and the life nurturing benefit of the rain and I will grow, and I'll grow healthy and strong. As long as no one comes on and steps on me. I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, that's what's happening here. And yeah, you've got the lilies in your back pocket. And you know what the lilies is right? This is peace, calm, and serenity, but it's also ancestral wisdom that you are open to now. You see that the lilies has to do with the divine, right? Spirit. It is the sign of spirit. And that's why they like to have huge bouquets of lilies in weddings, right? Because it's kind of like the divine's there in the plants of the lily, purifying and anointing the couple who wants to make that, promise, that connection. So yeah, that's what you've been doing. You've been consulting with the lilies, and that's ancestral wisdom. All right, and ancestral wisdom. Now 44 is also the angel number too. So you are surrounded by divine, and more so now that you've decided that you've leveled up and you're following, because you're in fifth dimension. Now you may not be all the time. It's like my analogy of the lady that you met who was in 5D. She might have been dipping down into 3D quite often, not quite solidly there, and that's perhaps where you are too. But you will get there. Will you just say, I can't do that stuff anymore? I mean, that's just not in my makeup. It's not my mindset. It's just not what I'm interested in. And I see people behaving like that, and it just makes me quiver, makes me go, oh, I'm so glad I don't behave like that anymore. All right, so near future. You got the lilies in your back pocket. You've been consulting with them all along, trying to learn how to do things the right way so that you don't hurt yourself or hurt anyone else anymore, not at least consciously. Birds. We got the polar bear. The polar bear shows up an awful lot, and despair. Because this seems to happen in the near future with my readings, is that either we get, kind of a negative card as the overall theme, excuse me guys, or negative cards here. These clarify that, right? But this is you being in despair because you haven't opened up the lines of communication yet. Now these have been shaken, shuffled, and let's go. Basket for the past, recognition, reward for merit. Oh yes sir, you must have got some kind of settlement there too, guys. Crown for the present day is honor and respect will come to you right now. And now the near future, shark. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Okay, all right, well, let's talk to tarot now. Archangel Michael, what can we know about the past with the clouds, the letter, the marriage, and the basket? Recognition, reward for merit. Thank you. Okay. We have the Two of Pentacles. That's balance and juggling. And the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Money. Remember I said you must have had some kind of payout. Got some kind of payout in the past. No wonder you're doing the happy dance. Happy, happy, happy. I'm happy. Yay, I have money and lots of it. And I'm free of the ball and chain. Okay, so we want to know the Wolverine, the magnifying glass, and lilies, and the crown. Honor and respect will come to you. Through the Page of Swords, there's going to be some kind of message. Ace of Wands, and some kind of, either you're given a message or you're receiving one, and you may be starting out on a passionate new beginning as a result, or yeah, either way. I mean, that's good news, right? crown. Honor and respect will come to you. Somebody is either going to message you or you're going to message them. And as a result, it'll be a brand new, I mean, it's just going to be excitement all around. It's the Ace of Wands. It's a brand new path of excitement, of passion. Passionate new pursuits. Pages are messengers, and this ace is a brand new path. Okay, so it's a brand new beginning, a passionate pursuit of a brand new beginning. That's right here, right now. So that looks really great, guys. Really, really great right now. Have you received a message, or have you given somebody a message, sent somebody a message? Like the one you're interested in, obviously, right? The one that's there's disappointment and dissatisfaction, rejection. Okay, now I get it. All right, and then the King of Swords. Wow. Well, guys, this is going to be pretty simple. First of all, I want to talk about this because I kind of talked about these two already. Kind of, okay? But Four of Cups, this is why you're in despair. It's because you're worried if you reach out to her or him. Let's see, who are we talking to? Oh, we got a King of Swords here. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. It's whatever resonates with you. If you're feminine and there's a King of Swords in your life, fantastic. But if you're a masculine, it's the same thing, but I'm going to go with the masculine, that you're in despair because you want to reach out, you want to communicate with her, but you're afraid to communicate because you're not sure how it's going to go for you. It is Four of Cups after all, which is rejection, the potential for being rejected, because you know, and this is part of your despair, you know you rejected her in the past. So it's like you just can't get it out of your mind that she may not be that way just because you did it. Just because you did it that way doesn't mean she'll be that way. Remember, I told you there's like, you were here and she was here. And you couldn't stay together like that only for a short period of time, because this one over here would have to sacrifice a whole lot in order to be able to at least be somewhat happy with somebody in 3D. It would be sacrificing a lot. Be asking a lot of them to stay with somebody who is not growing. Okay? Who is not growing. And if you're in a twin flame, that just is not going to happen. God's going to make sure that the two of you don't stay together. You could remain communicating, but you're not going to like be in a relationship like that. Hope that makes sense. So something's going to come down, like the tower's going to come down and push you two apart. I'm going to separate you two because something he's done, something she's done, it's just going to, the whole connection is just going to crumble. Going to crumble and fall down. You're going to go on your merry way and she's going to go on her merry way. The whole idea is that, because the reason for the tower is for the two of you to separate so that you can miss each other enough, come to realize who you truly do love, because if you're twin flames, you're never going to get that person energetically out of your life, out of your mind, out of your life. And even if you're not twin flames, you're just going to be thinking about that person so much that through nostalgia, looking at the past and remembering the memories, that it could be heartbreaking in the sense that you so wanted to get to know them better. You so wanted to be with them, but it just wasn't going to be possible because this one lied and was deceitful and manipulative and sneaky, right? But twin flames, so same thing. He went off, and like you went off and found somebody else, took whatever, was right there in front of you. This one over here might have been living a ways away from you. It was just easier for you to be with somebody who was in your own environment. And so you took that on, and of course it was a karmic soulmate. You didn't know that, but it was a karmic soulmate, and because the divine brought the tower in to split you guys for a reason, not just because the divine felt like doing it. He was going to allow you and guide you to somebody who was going to kick your ass. I'm sorry, guys, but just like, that's pretty much what it is. You needed somebody to turn you upside down, to put you into the hangman position where you're feeling stuck. And you got nothing better to do now when you're hanging upside down than to start thinking. PSYCHTAROLOgy, right? How, why, how, and when. And the when is when you're finally leveled up. You will be in the vibration that will be more in a match, if not more like perfectly, with the one you're pursuing, you're returning to. And PSYCHTAROLOgy is just psychology, of course. And I'm a mental health counselor, trained in psychology. It's psychology, but studying, just kind of looking at it through the tarot card, right? So that's why it's PSYCHTAROLOgy. But anyway, psychologically, you need it to have you need to start asking some questions about yourself, your fears, why you're operating the way you're operating, why you attract, why are you a magnet? Because this is a like attract like universe, the universal law of 12, right? That there is you will draw to you that which you are likened to. All right. So it has to. That's a universal law. It has to. It's something that happens. If you're in a certain vibration, you cannot attract and keep ones that are in a higher vibration than you are. Unless they're willing, which if they're at 5D, they're not going to be willing to do that. They love themselves more or enough to say, I'm not going to sacrifice my life to be happy with somebody who is not growing. All right. And so sometimes what has to happen, most times it has to happen. This one has to say goodbye. This one has to shut that other one out. Say goodbye. I don't want to have anything more to do with you. I can't do this with you. To really shake this one up. Shake it up. So if you've been in contact with them since the first time and they've come around, collective, they come around, you've been in some kind of, every now and again communication, see them on the street, whatever, and they give you the cold shoulder and they tell you, I'm glad you're happy in your life and everything's going cool for you. That's fantastic. We'll see ya. And that interaction would be enough for you to walk away and kind of like feel like down in the dumps, like things are not quite the same anymore as she put me in the past. Well, you put her in the past, right? It's not like she's doing it to hurt you. She's doing it because she cannot see. She's come to realize that you're still pretty much the same. That, I'm talking about somebody else here, right? You, if you weren't growing, you're pretty much the same, and she still can't have anything to do with that because she's growing. She's the divine feminine after all. You're the divine masculine. You're supposed to be growing too. But you have been stubbornly and resistant everything up until this particular relationship. And why this one? You don't know. It's different for everybody. Why? But yep, you are in great despair because you want to, but you don't think that she's going to accept you, that she's going to, let's see here, take care, or there will be a loss of material wealth. Not sure how that fits into this one here. Okay, so if you do have to, this is warning from the divine, that you must make sure that whoever you're moving towards is one that is, if you're in a higher vibe, they need to be in that higher vibe. Okay? You got to make sure. Now, if they haven't grown like you've grown from this, if they haven't grown, they might say, yeah, let's get together. Let's do this, do that. Let's get married. And then next thing you know, she's rejecting you and she's taking you for your money. All right? Which will lead you to all sorts of, you'll become fierce. But, yep, there's a Wolverine and a polar bear, right? Very fierce. But let's say, I'm going to tell you that, and I've said this before, if you don't want to be rejected by the one that you were once rejected, you have to figure out how to learn through self-love and a strong connection with God, with the divine within you, your soul, and healing your wounded inner child, the wounds from your childhood that you're operating from, you've been operating from as an adult. You do that, and you won't, that's actually saying, I'm not rejecting myself. I'm loving myself instead of rejecting myself. And when you don't do that, you don't pay any attention to it, like talked about this, if you don't pay any attention to it, you don't think it's worth your time or energy, where that seed was planted long ago, and even at this point in time, which a lot of people do, like I say, they still continue to take their baggage into another relationship. They didn't learn what this karmic relationship was offering them. Okay, they didn't learn. So they're taking it just into another karmic, and there's going to be a lot of struggles and challenges, and deceit and lies and cheating and thieving and all sorts of stuff, right? But as long as you took something from this and you learned those hard lessons, because you're doing things by the book, you're much happier, you're going into a new life, that means that seed has germinated and it's actually started to grow and popped its head above the sun, soil, so now the sun and the rain can feed it. That's you not rejecting yourself, because you took it seriously. You asked the questions like, why? Why is this happening to me again? How did this even happen? How did I get where I am with a wife who's stepping out on me, or a husband who's stepping out on me? How did I get there? I mean, I did it to mine, but how is it that I have somebody, it's karma, right? So trust me, you don't reject yourself. You love yourself is what that means. Love yourself enough that it won't matter what her response is going to be. It won't matter. You come in truthfully and you speak your truth with dignity, transparency, honesty, and you are, like the King of Swords is very, very intuitive and has plans, is a strategy thinking, someone who seeks the truth. And I'm not speaking strategy in a bad way, like trying to manipulate somebody. I'm speaking about a strategy and being truthful and honest with people when they communicate and interact with them. You have no reason, if you come this way, to feel like this. Feel like this. This one here is your power and your strength. This is empowerment. In the reverse, which it's not, because these cards don't do reverse, but if it's in reverse, if it was, it would be disempowering, right? So you have been feeling disempowered, and you're worried. You're not only worried that she's going to reject you, but that she might, all the money you're going to spend trying to get to her and you get rejected in the end, it's going to stop you in your stride, stop you where you are on your path. And you're going to be going, what do I do now? I spent all this money, or you're going to get with somebody and you are getting with them and it turns out to be karmic and it's foul, and shouldn't, though. If you're at fifth dimension, it depends on how despaired you are, how really concrete you are in your 5D thinking now, your by the book stuff. Okay? It depends. Are you still like dipping down in 3D much more than you are staying above board in the 5D? And that's who you'll attract, depending on where you're at and your thinking, and your the resonancy that's coming from your heart. Is it filled with love and appreciation and gratitude while you're walking around in the mall or at a restaurant or in the bar or wherever you meet people, events, stuff like that? Where's your heart at? Because that's your magnet. So if you are, my advice to you would be, is to make sure you check in, make sure that you're feeling generous, kind, and compassionate, and your heart is filled with gratitude and appreciation in those moments, especially if you're going to go out and be around people that you might end up meeting somebody that you're attracted to. So, because that'll be your magnet out there. So there could have been like the best looking chick out there, or guy, if you're out in the mall shopping by yourself, you know, just out there, just to be out there, and you're kind of lounging around and just doing whatever, taking it easy in the mall, not really shopping, more like window shopping, but you're just out for the day, you know, trying to enjoy being with yourself, or if you take a friend or something. And this great looking guy or woman walks by you, and she's like, she's, you don't know it, but she's single, and she could easily turn to you and say, I like you, let's start dating. You know, she could. This is just a scenario. But that's when she's at the lower vibe, okay? She's at the lower vibe. You don't know this, but it depends on what kind of attitude you were in when you went shopping. Well, window shopping with your friend or by yourself. Are you in a oh, woe is me energy, feeling sad and sorry for yourself, or angry? Or are you in like, oh, it feels so good to be out. You know, I'm so glad I'm out. It's nice to be around people again. And, you know, no pressure here. I don't have to buy anything, but I'd sure like to see what's in the stores. And, you know, I really like seeing the little kids running around. You know, just really nice stuff, positive stuff. And she walks by and she doesn't stop because she doesn't see you. And you probably don't even see her maybe. But she walks right on by. She doesn't give you a second look. And then comes another woman who's very attractive as well. Nice figure and all that sort of stuff. Or a guy, same idea, right? And she's a higher vibe. She's at that higher vibe because she's kind of having the same feeling, being out in public and enjoying herself and stuff like that. She's having a good time. You two run into each other and bada bing. You're a good match. You're a really good match. So I was listening to Wayne Dyer, and I put it up in the community, under the community tab on the channel. Wayne Dyer talks about some principles, and one of the principles he said is that he was telling a story about that principle where he had just finished doing the night show in New York, I guess, and he had gone back to Florida where he lived, because, you know, he's deceased now. But he ran into somebody while he was out walking around, just having a relaxing walk, and somebody spotted him, said, didn't I just see you on the night show? How did you get over here so fast? Oh, I took the red eye. And they start talking. And she said, oh, they're just moving into the area. And she wanted to know what the people were like, and what this place, you know, this place in Florida was like to live in. And he says, well, what was it like where you lived? Well, the people were pushy, you know, they were insincere, it wasn't a pleasant experience. It was not a pleasant experience living there. And he says, well, you'll find, what did he say? You'll find pretty much the same thing here. Okay? Right. So then he says, I did something else, ran into someone else, and they were moving in from the Midwest, like excuse me, Chicago area, and the same thing. She's like, didn't I see you on the night show? And they start talking, and she finally asks, you know, what are the people like here? We're moving here because, you know, my husband got transferred here. So what are the people like here? What's it like to live here? And again, he says, so what was it like for you in Chicago? And she says, oh, it was great. I had a lot of friends. I enjoyed my job. I enjoyed the area. It was just a very nice place to be, and I'm really going to miss it. And so he said, as a response to her question, he says, well, I think it's pretty much the same way here. And the point of the story is that it depends on what your mindset is, where your mind is with your heart. Are you in gratitude and appreciation for all things? Then you will attract people who are of that mindset, because you become that magnet. So for the one that came from Chicago, she's going to have a really pleasant experience moving to Florida, because she has that gratitude and appreciation for you know, people and good times, and just the area, what it has to offer, and all that sort of stuff. She takes it in stride. The one from New York, however, is going to end up probably not really. She's going to have things to complain about. Oh, it's too hot. It's too humid. You know, yeah, the beach is too crowded, or we get too much mold or fungus growing on our roof all the time. We're constantly out there cleaning it, and it's just like sweltering heat, and we have a lot of storms. You know, it's just stuff that's going to make her wish she hadn't moved there. She's not going to have a pleasant experience. So guys, that's my point, is that you've got to get yourself out of this energy right here. Push through it. This is the polar bear. Let the divine purity, the white is the divine. Let the divine protect you and nurture you. This is like a mama bear with that mother protection. The divine has got you covered. It's protecting you. It's providing you with strength and courage to move forward in your life, to let go of pessimism and worry about what might or might not happen in this near future. You're stepping into a new life. Why ruin it with this energy? Take it on the chin. So what if she rejects you and she's still your divine twin? What if she rejects you? You know you're going to come back together again if you're twin flames, because you just have to. You have to. But you're not necessarily going to come together in a relationship, romantic, in this lifetime. You may have to wait till the next lifetime. But so what if she rejects you? You love yourself, not this card, obviously. You hang out with these guys long enough, you'll love yourself so much that you're going to be happy. You're doing things by the book. You love yourself. You're taking care of you. Your wounded inner child's not so wounded anymore. You're in a new life. Okay? You're speaking your truth. You're not allowing yourself to revert to whatever got you in trouble back here. Okay? Back here in the day when you were in doubt and confusion and uncertain. So past, present, and near future energies, guys. I really like this. So, I like that you have the opportunity to change this near future around for yourself by kicking your own butt, turning that upside down, so that you're no longer in despair. You're just reaching out just because you have to. You just feel like you just got to do it. You got to do it. You got to know one way or the other, right? You just got to do it. No matter hell or high water, you're just going to do it. Simple as that. Okay, so let's ask the angels what they have to say. Remember, subscribing is free. Absolutely free. And so is liking. So if you like this, your reading, would you show me a like? That would be really, I appreciate that a lot. Helps me, helps my channel grow. Thank you. Archangel Michael, what do we have? We have a year from now. Well, so a year from now, things are going to look a whole lot different. Let me tell you guys. It's a process, because it always is. How long did it take you to the point where you were that pessimistic, How long did it take you? Years, years, and years, and years, and years, with all that child wounding in the past, that conditioning. So a year from now, which is not bad at all. I mean, really, considering how long it took you, your whole life is going to be looking fantastic. You are going to be doing the happy dance more often than not. If you're not with your twin flame, you're not with the one you're pursuing, you will be with somebody who matches your resonancy. So stay high vibe. That's the message. Stay high vibe. There's something better. Yeah, there's something better. There always is something better. There's something better than your own despair, for one thing. There's something better. You get yourself into a higher vibe. That's the better. Get yourself into a better place mentally and emotionally. Stay the course with following your path of truth. You have a great brand new beginning of happy with passion. And you may be reaching out, or someone's reaching out to you. So your honor, this crown is honor and respect will come to you if you get yourself turned around on this. In other words, you are very much growing up, because that's what these cards are saying right here, the first cards. But you go down into the 3D, the fears and the worries and the concerns and the despair, more than the divine says you should be, in order for you to really not be rejected by that higher love, to not be rejected by that higher love that you see in this other person. Okay? And then take action. Definitely take action. Take action. within the next few months, you take some actions, things are already turning around, and then your life's going to be like this new life here. It's going to look amazing. You're just going to go, why didn't I do this sooner? And let go. Let go of this here. That's all I have to say. Let go. That's what they have to say. All right. So guys, I hope this was helpful to you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.